y'all, I'm Raven and you're watching my channel.
Bend over, make you stop it up.
All the hot girls make it pop, pop, pop. Bad bitches with the bag say ay, ay, ay.
Turn around, squeeze her up. Long cocky gon' pull her up. Handcuff but me no hold her up.
Be my love, and I need to have good comfort. Type of pussy when make him come right back.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Raee is here with another video. So guys, I did it. I went on TikTok, I was scrolling and I saw the infamous WOWANGEL frontal, and you already know I had to get it. So today we will be making a frontal wig out of it. I purchased the Easy Wig Essentials frontal map cap. This is my first time using it, but it's been so long since I made a wig, and it's not that I don't know how to do it, I just don't like doing it because it take up mad time. So I'm assuming that with this map cap, it's already pre-lined, and I'm just about to put on the tracks in the frontal. Now for the tracks, I got 22 inches. I got 3 bundles from my vendor, and they nice and bouncy as you can see. Now let's get into the frontal. WOWANGEL knew what they was doing when they made this frontal. Look at the scalp. Like, you could basically see right through the frontal, which is crazy because I've never seen nothing like that. Usually you buy hair from AliExpress and stuff, and they don't even be having a whole frontal on it. But look at that, small knots. Them knots is non-existent. And watch when I put this lace tint on it, it's gonna be coming out my head, and y'all can't tell me nothing. So yeah, guys, before we get started, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Support your girl now that she's monetized, and let's get on to the video. All right, you guys, so I brought out my brother, and not my biological brother. I'm talking about my sewing machine brother. But this was actually gifted to me years back, and I taught myself how to sew by watching videos on YouTube. So I can't even tell you guys where it came from. It was a gift from my auntie, but this is what I used about 2 years ago when I made my first few wigs. Now, making wigs isn't hard. It's just mad time consuming, and I'm type lazy, so I be wanting to just put the wig on my head and not doing the whole construction part. But as you can see right now, I am removing all the strings and rubber bands that came on the bundles because we are about to double weft these. Now, if you guys want a separate video on how I set up my brother in regards to setting up the thimble and the string, I don't know the correct terms for it, but I just know what I need to do to make sure that it sews. Just let me know and I will make a separate video for you guys. But I actually had some malfunctions with this machine. As you will see coming up, the needle broke and the string kept coming out, and using this new camera, I got the Sony ZV-1, it kept dying, and I didn't know why until I figured out that I needed a new SD card. So a lot of this video is going to be sped up. If you guys want me to do another one, just let me know, but we're going to get on to what I can show you. Okay, so after I unraveled the bundles and brushed it out, I cut the folded part and I just put one of the wefts on top of the other so that they are parallel. And I started to sew, but guys, as soon as I started to sew, the camera shut off. It says standby, and I'm sorry, but this is what it came out to look like when I was done sewing. As you can see, they are all aligned. I did the zigzag like I mentioned before. Let me know if you want me to show you guys my settings and how I did this, but there's plenty of other videos on YouTube. That's how I learned. I'm self-taught. I ain't paying nobody for nothing. I'm just gonna speed this part up of me wefting the rest of them because a lot of it was cut off for my camera. Sorry, y'all. So this is what I mentioned earlier of me cutting the bundles after I unraveled it, and then this is exactly how I place it under the needle before I lower the lever and I start sewing. Okay, y'all, we are back to sewing these 2 tracks together. So I'm just going to speed up this whole process and let you guys watch me do it. It's not long, like I said, my camera did cut off, but basically I just do all 3 bundles I sew all the tracks together, and that is my prep for getting these tracks onto the wig. And as you can see, they're nice and lined correctly. So now we're on to getting the tracks onto the map cap. Now, like I said, it's all pre-lined, and this just makes it so much easier. But I put the track on top of the cap, the first line at the bottom. Then I lower the lever and start sewing. So you will see that I go front, back, and then at the end, I do a little reverse just to secure the end of the track. And I will do that for each of them. And once I'm finished, I will cut off the excess track. And as you can see, there's like a little bit of white line left at the side. And then you also have to make sure you trim these strings that are hanging off of the cap, because when you're sewing, there's always strings when you start the sew and when you end. So when you started, cut those strings off, and at the end point, you cut the strings off. But now we are on to the actual frontal. We have to get that one prepped and looking good. So I already have a bleaching knots tutorial, so I'm not going to go in depth. I'm just going to let you guys watch me. But right now I'm just using my Eben hold spray. I use the red bottle, and I use that along with my blow dryer and a comb to comb the hairs back, because when you're bleaching knots, you don't want any of the flyaways getting into the bleach and having bleach on your hair. Now, I'm about to bleach this wig and add some highlights to it, so if I do mess up and get any bleach on it, it's not a big deal. But you want to make sure you do this precisely if you're using a regular colored wig and you want to keep the wig the same color. If you're not planning on bleaching, just be really careful and do this step. And this is just very crucial to make sure that the hairs don't go all over the place while you're trying to bleach. And this is what it looked like after I pulled all the babies back. Now, that just looks like somebody's hair right there. This is why I always use a white cloth underneath so I can see what I'm doing. But front and back, this girl is looking good. So like I mentioned before, check out my knots tutorial so you guys can see how I measure. But right now, I'm just eyeballing and making my mix. But I will be speeding this part up. If you guys have any questions, you can comment them down below or visit my other video for the full tutorial. So this is what it should look like when you're done. You flip it over, you put some foil on top, and let me pause it right here. As you can see, the black dots, those will be blonde once it's finished processing, and I'll show you guys what it looks like when I'm done. But we're gonna go back to finishing this wig. So I believe I got about 4 tracks done at this point. I went in between the lines on the first 2 lines. But now going up, I'm going to do every line, and then if I need to space it out, I'll go back and put some in between. But yeah, guys, making wigs is not for the weak. Like, this thing is hard. Like, even with the map cap, it's you just have to be precise when you're putting the track on. You have to make sure that you're sewing it right, and you also have to make sure you know how to use a sewing machine. Now, I probably would have gotten this done faster if I was proficient in sewing, but like I said, I'm new to this and I'm still working on myself, but I'm gonna try to do more wigs more often so that I can get more used to doing this and probably have less mistakes, so that eventually I can show you guys a full tutorial on how I sew this wig together. But right now we're just doing some practice, and I'm gonna let you guys watch, because you know I'm always true with y'all. I always tell y'all the truth. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and tell y'all I know how to do something when I'm still learning. So y'all can watch me learn, y'all can learn with me, and any questions that you have, if I'm able to answer, just comment below. Like, I love talking to y'all. I love when y'all ask me questions. It makes me feel like special to some degree. But yeah, let's speed this up and get on to finishing this up. But like I mentioned, you guys will not see me put on all the tracks because I did not know how to use this camera and I needed a new SD card, so it will cut off. But this is what the knots look like after the fact. As you can see, we are looking blonde and beautiful. So now it's time to wash her off. But in the meantime, I did finish the wig. All the tracks are on. It is given bouncy, gorgeous, and I put it all the way to the top. This map cap was just super easy to use. I definitely recommend them. And as you can see, the frontal line is still visible. I made sure not to cover that. Now it's time to put on the frontal. So I just aligned the frontal just to make sure that it was in the middle. I also did 2 braids on each side so that the hairs were out of the way. And don't mind my big belly. I'm taking Pilates now, so I'm about to be snatched this summer, boo. Don't be talking about me. But yeah, so I just took the same thread that I used to sew the tracks onto the wig. I just put it in my needle and went down. I started at the middle point at the top and I brought it down the left side, and then you guys will see that I will turn her around and sew down the right side. When I was learning about making wigs, I was told not to start from left to right or vice versa because it could shift the frontal away from the wig or whatnot, whatever terms that they used. But yeah, they always said to start from the middle and go down one side and then do the other. But this is how it looks. Very precise. It's not perfect, but it'll do. So yeah, now we're on to the other side. I just use my little duck clips to hold that hair back and make sure I don't sew it down. But yeah, I'm just gonna let you guys watch this. It was pretty much the same as I did on the other side. So yeah, I start to unravel the braids out, and now it's time to cut off the excess of the cap. So you just fold the frontal back, take your hair scissors, and just cut it. Now with this, I did leave a little bit of room just in case. I don't know what the just in case is, but example, if the cap was like too far back, I could pull it forward a little bit. I can undo it and pull it forward. But this is what she looks like. And now I'm about to section off the hair to get it ready to put some highlights in. I always section off the hair just to make like my life easier. I feel like if you just start with the hair looking all wild, it's like you'll mess up, and it's just easier to section off because you know like how much left you have and whatnot. So yeah, I do the frontal first, and then I think I did 4 sections on the back tracks. And now it's time to bleach this wig. So I used the Blonde Me. I got this both from Amazon. I will link it down below. Everything that I showed you guys in this video will be linked down below. So you guys don't have to ask me. Just go into the description. I will link every single thing that I've used. I also use these clear, I don't even know what they're called, but I use them instead of the foil because I feel like in the past when I've done highlights and I've used the foil, it actually made my first highlights bleach, like it would bleach faster than the rest of the wig. So some of the wig will be over processed than the other. So I didn't want it to over process. So you have to make sure that you work fast so that you don't get any highlights that are over processed. But as you can see, I'm weaving in and out. I will also link another video where I was more in depth in regards to how I highlighted my wig. But yeah guys, just watch me slay this girl. She's almost done. We only have a few more minutes left, so I'll be back. All right, you guys, so after I washed out the dye, I used 3 boxes of color 60 in the Revlon Color Silk. This is just to tone out all these different colors. The color 60 is dark ash blonde. I usually use this color and this brand for all my colorings when it comes to like blondes. But yeah, I just put all 3 in, mix them up. I use my fingers to comb it all through, and then I let it sit for, I think the box said 20 or 30 minutes, I forgot. But basically, listen to what the box says. And I wash my hands off because after all that chemicals on your hands, you don't want your hands to be burning. So make sure you guys use some antibacterial hand soap to get it all off your hands. But yeah, after I rinse out the dye, this is what it looked like. And then I'm going to use my favorite silicone mix, Bamboo. This conditioner be having my wigs and my weaves be smelling so good and so silky. Y'all, I am in love with this wig. It's probably one of my favorite highlights that I've done this year. I've only did like 3 and I'm just in love with it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you guys have any questions below. I didn't get to record me installing the wig. Oop, don't mind my face. But if you guys want to see how the wig looked on me, check out this vlog up here. This is Naomi and Cheyenne's birthday vlog in New York. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions below. I love you girls, and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.